Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to the latest episode of Insert Title Here. Tonight, we're going to be talking about TV, mainly TV shows of the past, present, and maybe shows that we would like to see in the future. Talking about the stuff that we have enjoyed in the past, TV shows that went off the rails and turned into being garbage, or shows that ended too soon. Joining me this evening is my co-host, Darnell Quigley. How are you doing this evening?
I am wonderful. How about you, my man?
Not too bad.
I love how 3/4 of our featuring of is like doesn't show up.
It just means that they've been here before and that they're
I love it.
Yeah. or they'll show up, or they'll show up. They'll show up throughout. Huh? Right. There's a lot of streaming going on at the moment. Right. Next we have Timu Jesus himself, Theo Snodgrass. How you doing, Theo?
What's up, everybody? I'm happy to be here. I'm looking forward to doing this stream, and then tomorrow morning I'm going to be doing Touch Grass with Theo Snodgrass. That's 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you really like what I do here, go ahead and check that out as well.
And next we have Thor. Thor, how you doing this evening?
Tell them how you feel. Say hi.
What's up, dude?
I don't
know how you doing this evening.
Supposed to have sleep apnea. I don't think that's healthy. To be honest with you.
He's just got a little stuffy nose. That's how he is. I'm doing good. I was about to head out to work, and I'm like, you know what? I'll stop by here. So, yeah. How are you guys?
I'm doing well. And joining us again is a third Railify. Sean, how are you doing, sir?
Hello, my little ducklings.
Ah,
thank
the
you
banana.
for having me back. I'm tickled pink that you guys find me appealing enough to have me back for what is this, like a third time?
Third time.
So yeah. I'm very grateful. I love the show. I love you guys, and thank you.
Well, hopefully we don't slip and fall, and and it's smooth sailing.
Hopefully.
Whoa.
So how was everyone's week? Well, can go and just start off with a little bit of how was everyone's week? I mean, a lot of stuff going on in the world. Unfortunately, it seems like the U.S. hates Canada with tariffs. The U.S. seems to be losing its mind at times with the divide a little bit, and we've had some fun with the Trump speech. So, how was everyone's week been so far? Darnell?
I'm good, man. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm somewhat healthy. I can't ask for much more.
Healthy. Blah, blah.
Yeah, I know. He's coughing up a lung. He's healthy. He's doing what?
The weather keeps going like hot and cold, and it's like messing up all your and pollen and all shit starting to get around. And there's
not quite to that point yet.
So I just got a drip in my throat. Or is it?
Yeah. So how's your week been, Theo?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm really happy. I just got back from Portland, Oregon a couple of days ago. I'm gonna be taking a couple weeks to plan my next move. We're doing good. I'm trying to set up time when I can shoot volume 2, shoot some more crowd work, throw that on the Patreon, where volume 1 already is. If you want to go subscribe to the Patreon, that's right there. By the way, I'm very excited about the direction of the country. I think where we're at with the country is like, okay, when you get a cut and it's like really dirty and then you pour hydrogen peroxide in it and it's like really, really bad for a while. But then after you do that, it's clean and then you can like bandage it up. Right. I think we're at the hydrogen peroxide part, and I think it's just going to hurt for a while, and that's okay. But that's part of it.
Well, They've recently said that is actually hurtful to healing your cuts now.
Hydrogen peroxide is damaging to the wound. You should just flush it with water.
Okay.
But
well, that sounds like hippie communist pussy talk. And I'm going to keep doing it the American way.
As long as it's not water from Flint, Michigan, then
you just see mercurochrome. That old stuff, that red blood looking stuff they put in your cuts.
Yeah, that's now banned.
Yeah, I know. We need that back.
Selena, how's your week been going?
Pretty good. As a matter of fact, it just got better. We just hit 501.
Oh, we know what that means. It's been the
No.
run thing.
No, I'll just have another baby, like another little Thor.
Like a human? Have human babies.
I mean,
Everyone
maybe
should have
someday.
human babies.
I have my babies right now.
Everyone should have human babies. Don't pull it out.
I
Leave it in.
So, Sean, how is your weekend going? It looks like you're not too ripe.
You know what? Listen, I've had speaking
He's
of
only
human
half green.
babies. Speaking of human babies, I've had a hell of a day. I was running around. I had to take my one kid to hospital to have blood work, and I had to have struggle sessions with the government for another kid because they're like, you better vaccinate your kid. I'm like, you better fuck right off. And so we had to do that, and yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I, much like Theo, who I just want to point out, I'll be on his show tomorrow. Surprise! I don't know if that was a surprise.
Oh, hey,
But,
cool.
So
So the internet gets a double dose of us.
so prepare yourselves, because if you think I'm crazy at fucking 12:30 at night, you should see me in the afternoon. I also believe that America is going in the absolute correct direction. It's such the correct direction. The entire world should be following it. My country, sadly, less so.
Like Trudeau saying he's going to resign, then decide not to.
Well, if you didn't see that coming, then I mean, I got
yeah.
a bridge to sell
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Is it the Ambassador Bridge?
Yeah, literally, that is, or the Rainbow Bridge. Yeah, either one.
You're Canadian?
Surprise! Yes, I am.
Surprise!
I mean, look, he's got the goalie picture in the background.
Yep.
He's
Oh
got
yeah.
Do you know
he's got
who-
this.
this is Johnny Bauer, a great Maple Leaf, signed autograph to Sean.
Oh no shit! Sweet.
Take the signature
Very
before
cool.
I die. That's brilliant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
Let's
awesome.
see who's joining us in the chat this evening. Got Emily. How you doing, Emily? Got Mom's Mystery and Mayhem. Hello there.
With my girl Gina.
Yeah.
Oh, I just added her to.
Is it
to-
Gina or
to
Gina?
X today.
It's Gina, but let me tell you, I bet that Gina's fantastic.
So your name's Gina? No, it's Gina.
Hey, yo.
Got we got some people coming in from over on
Sean's plug. Apparently.
Rumble. Got Coach Joyce. And let's see. Got Devastator. Let's see who else. We got Danger Mike
There's one of these
G.
comments I relate to a lot.
Let's see. Anyone else that I haven't gotten yet? No, that looks to be it so far. So welcome everyone into the chat.
I think this one's important because this also describes me as well.
Our pullout game is
Yeah.
over -9,000. Yeah,
We
it's bad.
both got 4 kids.
I technically speaking, I have 5. One is from the first wife. I don't see him anymore, but I didn't have a pullout game then either.
Yeah, well, same.
It's not
I've
like
had a few,
it's not like I eventually developed. I didn't. I've never had one.
No, I should have like 7 or 8 kids, but like the other ones didn't take.
The wolves got them.
Yeah, the
Nature's
wolves got
like
the.
that.
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah,
y'all
the
just
wolves-
don't like coming on titties or what? Like, what is the situation?
No, listen. That's a waste. That is such a waste. I can't even tell you how much of a waste
I
it is.
disagree.
In is always better than on. In wherever is better than on.
I don't know, man.
Your cat seems to agree. She's purring.
I don't-
That's my
I can
dog.
hear it. Oh, I thought it was the cat.
That's just Thor trying to breathe, just doing his best.
Also,
I'm
look,
trying to
I'm
exist. Fuck
doing
off.
my impression of Selena right now.
Yeah. There we go. We got
Oh,
leopard print. We have leopard print on the bottom row.
Except
Yeah.
I'm way less pretty, but whatever.
I'm actually wearing leopard print underwear right now, so it's
All
3 of us
right.
together.
You know,
I'm not wearing underwear.
You know, Theo, you strike me
That's
as
too
the
much
kind of
info.
lad.
So
that
with
is
that
so
in mind, I'm going
confident
to
you
keep
can-
him over on that side to keep him
Yeah.
away from me.
Did Darnell say he's not wearing
What's
any?
up?
Because I don't wear any
Yes.
either. I am always commando all the time.
What if you get pantsed?
Then they get a show.
Well, then my kids are gonna realize, hey, let's not do that to Daddy anymore.
That's right. It's a deterrent, I guess.
He's
Like,
right.
oh, let's play a trick on Daddy. Surprise! There's my dick. Like,
Yeah, the surprise is on you. Ha
well, yeah.
It's a lesson they'll learn
that.
the first time. After the first time, it's almost like that one time you burn yourself on the stove, you never do it again.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct,
Baby
sir.
oxide.
Okay, so tonight, before we go off the rails, which we like to do on this show, because a theme is only kind of a guardrail that we like to go over. So just to start off a little bit, we're gonna go with TV shows, specifically. What is your favorite TV show now, or genre? Specifically, we'll go to genres later, but TV show, which one was your favorite? It's your go-to when you're sick or just home, nothing going on. It's your comfort food. It's the thing you always gravitate to. And we'll start off with the guest, Sean.
My comfort food. So I mean, I have so many of those shows that I just, I love. Seinfeld is one, Friends is one, How I Met Your Mother is one, but we'll get to that a little bit more later when we talk about things ending in an abortion. But the one that is my comfort food is Top Gear, actually.
Oh.
I will watch and rewatch and watch again and have on for background sound the sound of Jeremy Clarkson going power. I love it. I love I grew up with it. It's one of the reasons why I know so much about cars, because that's my show. That's my comfort food is Top Gear.
Yeah, definitely a very good show that a lot of people watch. I mean, it's a very popular show.
If only it didn't end the way that it did.
Yeah. Selena, what is your go-to comfort or favorite TV show that you like to watch and you'll just keep watching it over and over again?
So that's really hard because, like, I was trying to think of one that I had recently turned on when I was sick, and I, of course, it's slipping my mind. But it's gonna sound really old lady of me. I love like me some Columbo, or like like those old mystery shows. Like, I love that stuff. It puts me to sleep like instantly. It's like a comfort thing from my childhood. Like, my mom or uncle would watch those shows. So like anything like that, or like Murder, She Wrote. Those silly, like, kind of old-timey 70s shows are kind of my go-to. Otherwise, like, I'll turn on like I love me some reality TV, which is really dumb. So I'll turn on like old, like, America's Top Model or something.
Theo, what you got on that?
Oh, I used to be a really big fan of sitcoms, and they stopped making good ones, which is a bummer. So it's just like a lot of the sitcoms that I like are, I'd say, yeah. I watch How I Met Your Mother and Seinfeld too. I try to explore like older. I'm much more likely to turn on like an older show from the 90s and give that a chance than I am to try out a new show now. I can't do it. I don't know. I think the Big Bang Theory phenomenon is interesting because as much as people complain about that show, it spawned a very successful spinoff. And then that show spawned another successful spinoff that's on the air right now.
Big Bang Theory is like the oh god, things are falling out of my head. It's crazy.
Nickelback.
Thank you, Nickelback. It's like you're in my head. The Big Bang Theory is like the Nickelback of fucking, because it wasn't brilliant, but everyone loved it.
Yeah, and
everyone be like, yeah, you know what? It's not that funny. But there you are watching it every week. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was crazy. It's like Young Sheldon. By the time Big Bang Theory finished its 9-season run, 9 seasons, folks, 9 seasons.
Well, no, they had 12. They had
12. Shit. Sorry. Anyways, by the time it finishes its run, right, TV has completely changed. So the spinoff is like a different genre. It's still a comedy show. It's still a family comedy show, but there's no laugh track at this point, right?
No, but
the spinoff is a different genre or a different like format, right? And it's still wildly successful. And then that so successful that it launches another spinoff where it's like, hey, remember these characters you liked from Young Sheldon? Well, guess what? Now they're, they got their own show. That's great. All because of like one successful show. That's kind of crazy. And there's not a lot of other shows that are still doing that. Like How I Met Your Mother, they tried to spin that off with none of the original characters, and How I Met Your Father, and that lasted for like 6 minutes. They had Hilary Duff signed on to that too. It lasted
I did
for
not
about
even
6
watch
minutes.
that. I couldn't get into it.
No, I didn't. I will literally. I would watch Hilary Duff fold laundry. I'll watch her do anything, and I couldn't be bothered to watch that show.
So Darnell, what is
Denning just folding laundry for hours? So I've got like 4 or 5. I have all the current episodes that are out if the show is still going on, and I'm like I just finished Rick and Morty a week ago. I'm watching Psych right now. I'll probably do Scrubs after, then Chuck, and then Justified, and then I'll do Burn Notice, and then start back over with Rick and Morty. I continuously go through these shows. It's like I have to. It's my go-to. Like, hey, downtime, nothing's happening. I put on right now. Psych on season 4 right now. Psych. On season 4 now.
That's like my wife. It's Gilmore Girls, Gossip Girl, Sex in the City, and then some other bullshit. And then
it's my wife too.
And then she right back to the beginning. Like, do you know how many times I've seen every episode of Gilmore Girls? Probably like 9,000 times.
Yes, same.
That's one show I couldn't get into, Gilmore Girls. Although I love Gossip Girl, but
and Supernatural. I'll do that one too because I have all those episodes. Well, I'm currently watching with my wife, and she every night she's like, "It's so hard to see Jared Padalecki as Sam. I don't pay attention when she talks about him about Gilmore Girls. He's so and so from Gilmore Girls." I'm like, "Oh, okay, no, I don't know."
For like 2 seasons or something like that, and then for 15 seasons. He was Supernatural. So, I mean.
Oh, and the Psych movies. After I finish Psych, I'll watch all 3 movies, and then I'll move on to the next show. So.
For me, I mean, a lot of the shows that have been mentioned already are within mine as well. Supernatural. I will watch from start to finish, go all the way through South Park. That one, I mean, I'll fall asleep to South Park. How I Met Your Mother, The Office. Those are my kind of the ones that I just will put on and I will just always have running in some kind of order. When it comes to sitcoms, then when it comes to sci-fi, I kind of go the realm of the 5 actual series of Star Trek, and then just kind of go through. I don't watch any of the garbage that they produce now. And then I slip in between every so often the remake of the Battlestar Galactica. Because that was a really good sci-fi show.
It was.
It is Battlestar Galactica. I've never watched that.
Really? It's that show on the remake or reimagining, however you want to think about it, really kind of focused more on political drama, more character-based drama than just it being a standard sci-fi. So I mean, granted, it is in space, but it's very politically and character-driven stories. There's no aliens or anything like that. It's humans versus essentially AI machines.
So they're in a ship, though.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, since Sean kind of led a little bit into it, let's talk about shows that were great that went off the fucking rails.
Well, I mean, it has to be that show, How I Wasted Your Fucking Time.
Yep. The entire last season.
We're talking about How I Met Your Mother?
Yep.
Yeah. It turned into from How I Met Your Mother to How I Wasted Your Fucking Time. The whole,
Yeah.
the whole,
Yeah.
the whole thing. I'm still mad. I'm still mad to this fucking day about it. And it's just like it's like you covered in like 7 seasons or whatever, like fucking I don't know how many decades, and then in the last season you're gonna drag out like a fucking week. Like, oh my god. And then it's like the whole show is building up to this is How I Met Your Mother, and then they kill the bitch. They fucking kill her.
I forgot about that.
It's a dumpster fire from that moment on. You're like, what? I want to know more about the mom. We've spent fucking a decade of our lives trying to figure out who this bitch is, and then you just kill her? I don't even know if she likes pancakes or waffles. We don't know because you fucking killed her unceremoniously with fucking like cancer shit. Like, Jesus Christ, you may as well just fucking have her die in like a mugging or something. Like, after all this time, this bitch meant nothing to nobody.
You know what's so crazy about that is imagine like Ted is sitting there with his children, right? And he tells them that whole sweet story about how they met their mom, and how her death affected him and all this stuff, just as a pretense to tell them he wants to bang their aunt now. That was what it did. He was just priming them for the idea of, dude, so I really want to smash your aunt, and I know it's going to be
aunt
weird.
who was married to their uncle at one point.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about that? Everyone's cool with it. Everyone's like, yeah, you know what, Ted, you should start banging Robin now that you're both middle-aged. This is a good idea. Even though Ted and Barney are supposed to be friends, even the kids are like, yeah, you know, I know our mom died kind of recently, but you know what? It'd be great to see you start banging this woman that we come to view as family. That'd be good for everyone. Everyone is okay with this, Ted.
I actually liked the storyline of Ted. I'm sorry, not Ted. Barney and Robin.
Yeah, and which they destroyed in the last.
They ruined it.
They completely ruined the redemption arc of Barney. They ruined the entire character. I mean, both characters they just completely destroyed by now they're divorced. It was
that was so fucked.
I know. So mad. I know. We kind of teased the idea that they would have grown out of their selfishness and learned to appreciate another person and learn to adapt and grow with a relationship. Just kidding. They're just as emotionally immature as they were when you met them. They're gonna break up now because they can't communicate.
All that character development was a lie.
Yeah.
And fuck you. You're like, what? What? Oh, I was so mad. I'm still mad.
Yeah, we see how you are with Aunt Robin and the fact that she's constantly under the table giving you hand jobs.
Dude,
I mean, we get it.
No kids are gonna be that cool.
So
with it.
if you really think about it, he's telling his kids how he fucked all these women for decades. And how he fucked Robin before Robin got his hands on her.
Here's the story of the 30 bitches I nailed before I met your mom.
Yeah, and then the one I'm gonna go back after.
Bro, here's all the times I tried to have a threesome. By the way, your Uncle Barney is a sex pest. Just so you know, he's a legitimate criminal. Actually,
he's gonna look at his daughter. Don't ever be in a room by yourself with him. You're not blood related.
Yeah, like god damn, dude. Like if you just, oh man,
it's frustrating. I mean, if they just ended it and you know. And this is her, and this is how I met her, and then yay, and then she's still alive. Maybe she walks in the room, and it's like this beautiful thing, and then you end it, brilliant. But then that How I Met Your Father stuff, they didn't use the right girl.
Nope.
And it's supposed to be the mirror opposite. Where and it should be easy because you had How I Met Your Mother, so you can write literally the mirror opposite. Maybe not every episode, but maybe some key situations that happened where there was maybe some like close run-ins where maybe we see the back of Ted's head or something, and there was always these near misses. They had a perfect fucking formula, right? It's like they're Disney or some shit. The formula is right in front of them, and they're like, fuck it. And then it's just like no one wanted to watch it because they had their version of Barney was a woman. And it's like, okay, great. So she's just a slut. That's not funny. That's just sticky.
No, gross.
Yeah.
And going back, adding to what you said is, okay. You remember the 2 times he almost ran into her? One when he took the umbrella from that nightclub, and when he returned it. That would have been great to, like you said, like have the other show do the same thing and have like cross them over in those 2 moments. Yeah. Show how close they actually came to meet.
But no, they were living in the same apartment. That's the connection. That's about it.
No, I know, but when he took the umbrella from the nightclub and he brought it back to the girl who was the roommate of the mom. So like he was at the same club as the mom, and then he went to that apartment at the same time. It would have been, they could have crossed the How I Met Your Father show into the first one, like to the intertwined it like
there are so many
added on to what he says.
Even with the party with the sexy pumpkin or something. Like, I mean, she could have been at that party or something, and then they just they just fucked it up. It's wasted. It's wasted because they had the opportunity to do it, and they just didn't. And now you can't make a show like that yet.
Yeah. The opportunity's gone. I don't know if you guys ever saw the show Rescue Me. That was a good show up until the end. Yeah. Oh, it was such a great show. It was really good. Like, I mean, I was invested. The characters were amazing. The actors were amazing. Towards the end, I'm just like, they when like something's ending and they put so much stuff happening all at once. That's how the ending is. So I do recommend watching it because it's worth a good watch. But the ending gets bad.
Selena, Gina in the Rumble chat wants you to know that your shirt is fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. It's actually really cheap. I got it for like $4.
Nice. Well, don't ruin the illusion. What are you doing?
It's really expensive.
There you go.
While we're on the topic of shows that went off the rails, Scrubs. Scrubs.
Yeah.
I never watched it. I've never watched Scrubs.
They should have left it at its original ending point before they moved it over to ABC.
Yeah, season 8. I was supposed to be the series finale.
Yeah.
That was on ABC. I thought it was NBC.
It started off NBC and then it got bought by ABC.
They really did that?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's the same thing that who did that? Fox had a show and they sold it to NBC, CBS. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh yeah.
The first 6 or 7 seasons, it was on Fox. It was one of their top shows, and then they just got rid of it. They sold it off.
That's weird.
Another example of a show being sold off was Last Man Standing. Great on ABC, doing so well, and then they just all of a sudden cut it, probably because of Tim Allen's politics.
Yeah.
And then it took a while, but then it was Fox that ended up picking it up. And then Fox was bought by by Disney, who also owns ABC, and it was right back under the Disney umbrella again.
Hey,
so
a show that that went off the rails and then came back on the rails and then it might have gone back off the rails is Lost. Did you guys ever watch Lost?
I hated fucking Lost.
I couldn't get into it.
I loved the first season. It turned to shit after that first season.
Yeah, that show is an example of a show that just wouldn't stop, like much like Grey's Anatomy. It just wouldn't stop.
Yeah. Oh God, I'll never finish Grey's Anatomy.
No,
Christ, that show is long.
Is it still on?
Yes, it is.
Oh my goodness.
How much bad shit can happen in one hosptal before the state's like, hey, we're shutting that hospital down? I mean,
Darnell, they're gonna stay on. They're gonna stay going forever because they were funded by USAID. Anyway, okay, so here's another
real
show.
Story?
No, the USAID on it. No.
Oh God, because I'm like that makes so much sense. It all makes so much sense.
If we dug, we'd probably find out that it does.
Oh yeah, probably.
That would make so much sense. Because theoretically, that show Grey's Anatomy could go on, right? Because Meredith Grey had a bunch of fucking kids, had a black daughter, right? So a black daughter from Africa or some shit who's got the last name Grey. Yeah, she adopted a kid or some shit. So Zola or whatever, Zoloft. I don't know, whatever. She could then they could then be like, okay, so the original cast, we're done the show, it's old, it's stale, or whatever, but we're keeping the show going, we're keeping the same name. All of a sudden, we're going to blink, boom, 20 years have gone by, and then little black Zola girl, she has now just finished med school, and now she's a doctor at the same hospital. Isn't that crazy? And then they can reboot the whole thing with keeping all the lore and everything. And I mean, ideally, that's what they would do, but who knows? Maybe they just want to keep the same tired actresses and actors that have been in like 10 fucking plane crashes at this point.
Didn't Ellen Pompeo leave and come back to the show?
Oh, I'm not sure. I
think she left, and they kept calling it Grey's Anatomy.
When I got to COVID, I was like, never again. Yeah. I'm tapping out. I can't. I was only watching it just to say I was there at the beginning and I was there at the end. But then
that's how
they did. But then they did COVID. I'm like, fuck you. This is gay. This is gay and this is bullshit. And I don't believe you. And I hate you. And fuck your propaganda. And that was it. I've never gone back.
Yeah. So here's another show that was very successful that went off the rails in its final season. That 70s show.
I stopped at I think 3 or 4. I didn't have time for it anymore.
I didn't get all the way through that one. I just kind of, I don't know. I went away and I never came back to it.
And you don't need to. Here's the thing.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything.
Okay.
You can stop watching TV shows when they get bad, guys. You can just stop. That's what I do.
No,
I don't finish anything.
OCD won't allow me to.
How many book series have you ever finished? They all piss me off, so I've never finished a book series.
That's right. Bold of you to assume I've started a book series.
I finished Twilight, all right? I finished Twilight. Oh. The books and the movies.
I'm sorry.
I checked out Twilight. I checked out Twilight as soon as they said Renesmee. When they said Renesmee, I'm like, fuck you, I'm out. I quit.
A girl I was dating gave me the book. She's like, oh, let me borrow. You need to read these. So I read them, and I was like, this is shit, but I'm getting laid. Then the next girl started dating. She was like, you need to watch these movies. Like, yeah, he's a shit, but I was getting laid, so I finished them.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because I've read the books because of an ex, and I've seen the movies because of an ex. So I mean,
why you could just tell
you could just sage advice.
You guys know you could just say no to women, right? You don't have to do what they want you to.
When we're younger, we're stupider.
Well, if you
just say no.
I learned. No, Theo. On that track, no, I agree. I learned this because what ended up happening is that I would go out on a date and stuff like that, and we'd go back to her place and stuff like that. And I've had a girl that I ended up dating literally on my lap making out, and I go, yeah, okay, well, I'm going to take off and say, well, you don't and say no.
I've done that.
That made me even more desirable because I said no.
No, that's true. Okay, so one time,
wait. Let's talk about the waitress from 2 weeks ago. The one like to get choked.
Okay,
talk about that girl. No.
Talk about that.
No, come on.
Talk about that. I think we should.
If we're going about, you should say no.
You know, we've got third Railify here. I think we should try to stay on topic. He's a very high-profile guest. I don't think he wants to hear about.
No, I mean, let's. I mean, if we're good enough, because listen, I once had a girl. She loved to be choked. I mean, with hands, but I always felt weird doing it with hands. Because I don't know, it brought it's like a fucking like a killer thing. I'm like, I don't want to cross that line because you only do that once or twice. But anyways, with Pashmina, I was much more free with the choking, and so let me tell you, I can make short work of a leopard print Pashmina. That's right.
What? So wait, going back to the shows, it was a hospital show that did it right. ER.
All right.
ER did it right.
ER did do it right.
13 seasons. The show kept evolving. They kept a rotating cast, and occasionally old ones would come back. And when the ones that were still there at the end didn't feel like they were forced to be there.
You want to know what the best death on that show was?
Romano.
The helicopter landing on his ass.
Yeah. After cut his arm off the season before.
Yep. By a helicopter.
I don't remember that. I just remember George Clooney being handsome. That's all I remember.
So
poor Dr. Green,
Romano, the CEO, he went on the roof to they were flying somebody in, And I think they told him don't go behind the helicopter. Or the helicopter turned or something, and it cut his arm off. The tail rotor cut his arm off. So he got like a prosthetic. The next season, the whole episode's about like how like the wind is causing all these problems. He steps out from the hospital for a break, like to take a break from something, and he looks up, and a helicopter gets like pushed off the building because of the wind, and it's falling down. He screams, "No!" and it squashes him and kills him.
Yeah.
That's
Which
the
one was he
weirdest
again?
fucking twist of irony. I
The
mean, in
bald
Chicago,
asshole who ran the hospital.
it's the Windy City, right?
Oh,
And I think that took place in Chicago, so I guess
Yeah.
it makes sense.
No,
Mhm.
he didn't run the hospital. He was the head of surgery.
That's right. Yeah. Sorry,
It's been a long time since I've seen that show.
me too. It
'Cause it
plays
was,
on TNT every morning.
Because it was the one that was, well, no, she was the head of the ER.
The
The one that
know
was
who
had the
Yeah.
Redhead
crutches.
with the short hair.
Corday, Dr. Corday.
Yes.
No,
You know what was a
Corday.
great
No,
show
no.
that
Corday was the British.
Yeah, was
Oh,
Anthony
yeah.
Green's wife.
Yeah,
Green's wife.
House was really good.
It's
No.
lupus.
Lost me after the
It's-
first season.
Did you check for lupus? It's never lupus. Until that one time, it was lupus. The end. That's House.
What about
And
Succession?
then, like,
Have you guys seen
the
Succession?
la- No, I haven't.
God, so good.
I haven't.
Really good.
Like
Check out
that, and what's the
Succession.
other one that everyone goes crazy for with William H. Macy? Or is that the same movie show?
Wild Hogs. No, that's
No.
What?
Fargo?
No, it's a TV show. William H. Macy. I think it's on Showtime or maybe even Max.
Oh no!
Oh, I know what
It's
you're talking about.
yeah, it's actually a remake of the British show.
Yeah.
British one. Skins is just
Oh,
no.
Shameless.
Shameless.
Shameless. That's it. Yeah.
I hate that show.
I've never seen that.
I can't
either.
get
Everyone's
into
like,
it.
"You gotta see it." I'm like, I don't really feel like
No.
watching it, man.
It's not that good.
I mean,
Oh.
if you want to see Emmy Rossum get naked a lot, you can watch it for that. I mean, but
Alternatively, you could go to church.
You know,
I don't have to leave my house for that though.
listen,
could.
Coach Joyce in chat runs the Bible channel, and she can always help you with finding the baby Jesus if you're watching too much nakedness on TV.
There you go, Theo. Get
Yeah,
in touch
this is
with Coach Jones.
I run an
Oh, wait,
explicitly anti-gooning platform. I don't you know.
Well, there you go. You want church? There you go. She got some church
That's-
for you, dude.
That's right,
But
dude.
you know what? You can also okay. So another show that started good and went poor, Jersey Shore.
For real.
I
No.
can't believe you could. I mean, I'm glad you couldn't keep a straight face with saying that.
I tried. I couldn't.
Like so, yeah. Like that brings it back to the shows I mentioned. Like all the ones I watch, except from Supernatural, which I know people hate 11 through 15, but I find the shows I gravitate to and like my just like, hey, these are the ones I'm gonna watch. All
Yeah.
kind of are consistent throughout the end. Like Psych, great from the beginning to end. The movies feel like just extra long episodes. Scrubs up till season 8. You got a Chuck. Even though the last season kind of like screwed with the whole Chuck's not the computer anymore, it still was quality. Rick and Morty, same thing. Even though they got different
There's
voices.
been
it's
so
the
many
same
shows
thing.
that I haven't seen, like all these big shows that people talk about, like
Yeah,
Chuck and
you
stuff. I've
can never
watched
catch
them.
up. You'll never be able to catch up.
Well,
We've
you know-
lost the water cooler show. We've lost
Selena,
being
most
able
of
to
the
use
shows we
Jersey
mentioned
Shore.
are
You're
on
right.
Plex. You're right, yeah, because everything's accessible all
Another
the
show
time.
that hasn't been mentioned that definitely kind of went off the rails towards in the last season. And on top of it, season 4, for anyone that understands me saying the gas season, the gas leak season.
Yes,
Community.
yes.
Mhm.
Amazon when
What
Amazon
show was
bought it,
that?
that was the worst.
It's
Community.
called Community. It was another Harmon show, just like Rick and Morty.
great concept, great beginning.
was a good show.
And then
Yeah. Then
Very
they fired-
weird show after a while. Very weird show.
Well, they fired Harmon for the 4th season and then brought in other writers.
they
Well,
brought
how-
him back in season 5.
How
Yeah.
many years are you in a community college for? Like, I mean, like, you know what I mean?
That's
Well,
the
to
thing.
be fair, had I finished my associates, it would have taken me 5 years to get it because of the amount of remedials I had to take. I can only take one per semester. So that would have equaled out. And so Joel graduated, I think, in season 5.
And then they
came
brought
back
it back
as an
as
advisor or teacher in season 6.
Yeah, brought it back as professor.
So each season was yeah, that's right.
I don't know. That show's weird, but not in a bad way. It's still kind of enjoyable.
It was supposed to be. I mean, it was supposed to be weird. I mean, if you look at Harmon's work, I mean, it makes sense, the show itself.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see something that one of the guys who works on Rick and Morty and worked on Community, Twigger's Holiday. I have it on it's on Plex. It's like a little DVD with 4 episodes made into one little movie by the main character is one of the guys who writes for Rick and Morty. Dude, show's fucking weird, really fucking weird. Like,
so Sean, you like Futurama?
I love Futurama.
It's I don't know. It's fine.
Just fine.
Futurama's fine. I mean, it's got moments. I mean, it's got some memes in it, but I don't know. It's fine because I can't separate it from The Simpsons in my head.
Is The Simpsons in space? That's all it is.
Yeah,
I can't. I mean, I'm way over The Simpsons.
The dog
which
episode
is probably
was
another
really
show
good.
that's gone shit. Pretty much any show that's too many seasons has gone to shit.
So sad.
They don't know how to land it. Like Game of Thrones, they didn't know how to land it.
Well,
Yes.
they knew.
Oh my god!
They
You
knew
talk
how to
about a
land
show
it.
that fucked that.
They chose not to land it right. They saw the airport and they're like, "Ooh, what's this over here?" And
they landed that show like it was a woman flying a plane, fucking upside down.
Yeah, terrible.
They had the ending and they fucked it up. HBO even said, "Guys, you can have 2 more seasons if you want." No, we have to do it now. Like,
well, you know why they had to do it now, right?
Because they went promised Star Wars. They go.
Yep, they promised them Star Wars, and so instead of giving them a time for 3 seasons to end the series, they rushed it all in a condensed final season.
You could have had 2 wicked, awesome, fucking tight seasons.
Yes.
Of just epic battle every episode, and you know there would have been able to, there would have been time to like mourn the death of the main characters and whatnot, and as opposed to, and I mean I there would have been time to fucking take the Starbucks cups off the tables.
No, well, yeah, and also just because of how cynical George R.R. Martin's worldview is, it's a hard story to end. It's like a postmodern, like the books are like that too. It's a postmodern web of nonsense. And so you need a hero at the end, but George R.R. Martin has killed our belief in heroes by the time you get to that point in the narrative. So it's like, fuck. Also, John in the show is lacks ambition, and John in the books doesn't. So that's got significant.
I don't want it. My queen, my queen. I don't want it.
No, he doesn't want to do anything but eat that pussy. That's right. And I understand where he's coming from.
I do love eating pussy.
Well, that's fine. I mean, what's a little incest between friends? And they don't even look similar. And she's, the original aunt. But it doesn't matter. The original plan, by the way,
again, you don't stick
mother sister.
You don't stick it in crazy, and she's crazy.
Well, here's the thing. That's Crazy's not the worst ship. The original plan in book 1 was to have John and Arya get together. So I'm saying that to me feels worse than him fucking the aunt he never met than fucking the half sister. Because in the books they're a lot closer in age too.
Yeah, they're kids. They're weak kids.
He's only like 14 years old in the book. So at the beginning of the first book, he's only like 14 years old. So it's like he had like John and Rob and Joffrey are all the same age people. Yeah, and I agree with the Rumble chat. The Rumble chat's been very kind to me tonight. And yes, crazy is objectively better.
Wait. You know what she means by that, right?
No.
Not church crazy.
Crazy
is more fun in bed, is what she's getting.
I know, but I think a woman who's a certain amount homicidal is fun.
Theo just wants to settle down with a nice Catholic girl that is crazy.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Muscle mommy.
What's wrong with that? These are just all. First of all, I'm attracted to a wide variety of things. There's a lot of potential outcomes that
a wide variety of things.
Paddles, cat of nine
People,
tails, whips,
whatever.
clips.
Whatever.
Lips. Yep. Amen.
Yeah. By the way, all the rumors about me are unconfirmed. I want to be clear about that.
Well, you're kind of like opening it all here. You're kind of
the
like
rumor was that you had a hog. So are you saying that's unconfirmed?
I look. I didn't say I was denying. I was just saying.
We'll just say for the
That's-
safety of YouTube, he doesn't open his closet door for a reason.
Yep.
So
Oh,
because of all the
No.
dead hookers.
that's right. No, I
mean, it is Washington State, so
don't. Yeah, dude,
Oh,
it's hard out here. No, dude, it's nasty out here, dude. It's bad. It's bad, dude. Being single is not the move. If you're in a relationship, try to stay that way. Being single is a bad choice.
I
Don't
agree
do
with that. And
Don't do it.
Theo and I will talk about that tomorrow on Touch Grass. We'll talk about all that stuff. So you should be there, everyone.
Yeah.
yeah.
Now a show that wasn't given the proper push. I know where you're probably thinking I'm going with this. I'm not. Reaper
I never watched that show.
is about a show about a guy who turns 18 and his parents tell him, "Oh, by the way, we couldn't have kids." It's a comedy. We couldn't have kids, so we agreed to give your soul to the devil if he got us pregnant. So when you turn 18, so he turns 18.
This is a real show.
and yes, it was on. It was fucking hilarious. So the devil,
What was
the devil,
it on?
it was on CW. It's on Plex. So when he turns 18, Ray Wise, the devil, is like, "So you work for me. I'm actually your father, and you're gonna catch escaped souls and bring them back to hell." So like each week, he gets a vessel that's connected to the escaped soul. Like the first one, I think, is a vacuum, is a little dust buster, or it's a fire extinguisher, or something. That's how it sucks the soul back, and he has to bring it to like a soul DMV, where it's like bring the soul and then like give it back to so he can bring it back to hell. Fucking hilarious.
Jesus,
And
I
it's
can't
about
even
him and
imagine
two
making that
buddies.
deal.
Huh?
I can't even imagine making that deal.
It was great. And then the second season came. Like the guy moved out. He moved into his own apartment. His buddies moved in with him. And Michael Ian Black and Ken Marino moving in next door. They're two gay angels. It's fucking hilarious. It ends on a massive cliffhanger. And CW canceled it for like 7 vampire shows. It was doing
Yes,
great.
because
ratings,
vampires
too.
were in at the time.
It was right on the Twilight thing, and they got rid of it.
Fucking
and
vampires
brought in
are
like
so
4
gay.
vampire shows.
Vampires
they
are
took-
gay,
See?
sparkly or otherwise. Fucking seriously.
Danger Mike got it. This man gets it. See?
Yep.
Until Batgirl.
Well, I would say until about halfway through Arrow and about halfway through The Flash. That's
a
when
good
it all
point. They were good, and then they got worse.
You want to know who the worst
At the
character
end.
of Arrow was? And it wasn't even the villains.
There's a lot of
Don't
them.
say Felicity.
Felicity.
Everyone
I want to
says
say
Felicity.
Felicity. Yes,
She made him a freaking simp.
She's
She
awful.
did. I hated her, but I don't think she was the worst character.
Which one was she again?
She
I
was.
forget.
The blonde.
Glasses.
In the
IT.
wheelchair.
Right. Okay. Right.
When he married at the end.
She used to work for him.
And they
Yeah.
started
I
sleeping
remember.
together.
A completely created character for the TV show.
Yeah, I remember.
Because again, as they don't like to, that's never really mentioned, is that who in the comic books does Green Arrow marry? Black Canary.
Yeah, that's right.
mean,
Yeah.
Yep.
I couldn't remember her name. I'm like,
So,
white chick,
I mean,
white
that-
chick, white chick.
So I gave up on the Arrowverse. I'm not sure when. I couldn't keep up. It was getting gayer, so I pulled the eject, and that was that. And
Ejaculated and moved on.
well, yeah, it was just too much. It was like you have to watch this thing every night, otherwise you're not going to know the story. I'm like, I can't do that. It's just too much. Like 1 or 2 shows, 3 maybe, but not fucking. You're gonna add Superman and Supergirl and fucking all this other bullshit in there. I can't do it. And then so I would have just assumed that Green Arrow and Black Canary would have got together because that's the way that's supposed to be, but I didn't
Well,
realize
they
the
play
secretary
into
was,
it that who becomes Black Canary ended up being Oliver's love interest prior
Oh,
to
Mike is
going
saying
out.
Black Cat. Is it Black Cat?
No, Black Cat's
No,
in
Black Canary.
Marvel,
Okay.
the Spider-Man shit.
All right.
Yeah. But in the beginning of Arrow, the one that would become Black Canary is who he's dating at the time.
Yeah.
Then has a secret affair with her sister.
What's up, man?
Iron's in the chat.
Aaron,
So, what turned me off from that show is not a character, because the same thing with Flash. Like even though the characters were with Flash, it was the same new speedster. Oh God, that didn't get old to me. What got old was show starts. He's here. That can go for Arrow, Flash, or even Supergirl. The characters here. La 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 la. End of the season. Oh, they're here. Season 2. Bust them back down. They gotta la 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 become the character again. Oh, season 3. Boom. La la la. 4. La la la. Boom. Bust them down. And Marvel's doing the same thing with Daredevil. He's been reborn. They did the reborn here, the Born Again storyline in the Netflix show, but they built up season 1, became Daredevil. Built up again season 2. Built up again season 3. So this season now he's gonna go knock him down. He's got to climb out the gutters again 4 times. It gets old. It gets fucking
completely
old.
agree.
What about The Walking Dead? I mean, The Walking Dead
that
got
show
so
got
bad.
when
Every
they went away from the
season got
comics.
worse.
When they veered far, I was like, I'm fucking done. That's a show. First show I stopped watching was that show in my life.
I stuck to it, even though I dug my heels in because it was awful. It was a terrible show. Every time I liked a character, they were killed off. It was just in the story when I'm gonna sound like one of those people. When they started hiring women writers, it sucked. For real.
Yeah.
Go watch the first few seasons. It was great.
When Rick cut Negan's throat, and I was like, oh, he's done. But then later that day or the next day, they announced he's back. Jeffrey Dean Morgan's be back as Negan. Like, really? I'm done.
I love Negan. I still love Negan. I think he was the best character on there.
And then now they teamed him with the wife of the man he killed. No,
yeah, seriously.
If I'm a chick and you kill my husband, you beat him to death in front of me. I'm never gonna fucking be your friend or hang out with you.
Well, okay.
I'm sorry.
However, we are descended from the women who copulated with the barbarians who killed their husbands. There is this biological thing in women where if you murder their husband, they will kind of just like go for it, you know? That's actually true. That's a real thing. Like it happens. I know you don't think that, but it's a Stockholm. That's where Stockholm syndrome comes from.
I know. Well, no, like a chick who will stay with a guy who abuses her.
Well, I mean, we're also talking about the zombie apocalypse. It's not exactly like they can just go on fucking.
How many like 6'4" guys who look like Jeffrey Dean Morgan do you think there are? You know, this might be the best you can do.
Fair enough. But still,
you know? I mean, not everyone can look as good as us.
Exactly. No, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, no, like I will never forgive someone for beating my husband with a bat in front of me and killing him. I'll never. Well, let's go to New York together and hang out. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's a tough sell, honestly.
If you watch it though, that's not how it goes.
I would no. I'd kill him. I'd see him and kill him. I don't fucking.
What if he was really hot?
He killed my husband.
I'm just saying.
Please clip that.
Again,
yeah,
he's so.
I agreed.
He's
agreed.
So
Jeffrey
hot.
Morgan's a fucking smoke show.
He
man.
really is. He is gorgeous.
Mikey says, Theo, there's more to life than being really, really ridiculously good looking.
I don't know. It seems like some people in the chat agree with me.
Although I do want to point out that on Mondays, Mike and I, that's Danger Mike or Killer Games, whichever name you see. Mike and I have a show on Rumble, Pop Culture Beatdown, where we basically do pop culture stuff. That's Monday. That's our new show that we have.
Cool.
Because I can't have everyone on Saturday because there's only so many of those.
I hear there's about 52 Saturdays a year.
I know, and I can exactly, and I mean, I can only have so many people on, and I've made a lot of new friends, you guys, and I wanna have you gone as much as possible. So
Okay,
I run out of Saturdays.
So there's a TV show that I know will be brought up, and the hell was that? He's not in the chat. Anyway,
everybody check your TV to make sure it's still in place.
TV shows that were killed off way too soon. Had a good premise, and I'm gonna agree with Sean with the show because it was brought up earlier.
It's Firefly.
What show? Firefly.
But not just too soon. Because I'm mad about this one too. So Firefly, one season. It's brilliant that it came out with Serenity to tie up some loose ends and give us, one final jerk off and all that, which is great. But not only did it just end after one season unceremoniously, when they aired it on TV, it could never gain steam because they played the shit out of fucking order and nothing made sense to nobody. And they're like, why do I give? Nothing makes sense. So it's like they killed this. It's like they killed this show fucking in its cradle. It never had a chance.
It feels like it was an intentional kill by the network.
It does feel like that. Like they just were like willy-nilly, like just whatever.
It was done on purpose.
Yeah, and it's got like a tremendous fucking cult following. Like the cult following was so fucking big and powerful and moving that it made a full motion picture. Like,
It really had. I like the entire premise of it too. It was a good show. I like that it wasn't just your standard sci-fi. It felt more like a Western and
sci-fi Western, like two things that should never go together, and they did it, and it was so amazing. I love it.
Now because all of us love trivia so much and dumb facts. The Firefly actually makes a appearance in another TV show during their pilot episode, which is technically a miniseries. Anyone know what show that was?
I couldn't even begin to tell you.
I think Darnell knows. Darnell?
Yeah. I see it right in front of me.
I mentioned the name of the show already.
You did.
It's one of my.
I haven't slept since
Grey's Anatomy.
Wednesday.
Futurama.
Since Wednesday.
No,
is it Grey's Anatomy?
No.
Is it The Walking Dead?
They have Cylons.
Scandal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Battlestar Galactica, the reboot.
Mm-hmm.
When the president is in the doctor's office and the skyline, you see see Serenity landing.
Yep.
No fucking way.
Yep.
Oh, gotcha.
I'll watch it. Yeah.
And the reason why it made its appearance is the sci-fi crew, the special effects crew that did Firefly was the same ones that did Battlestar Galactica. So they put the Serenity landing in the background.
I'm looking that up right now.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that. That's a good piece of fucking fact right there.
There's another show. I can't remember the name of it, but there'll be. I'll see like posts on X. What's the show that didn't get a fair shake? I'll say Reaper and another one. I can't remember the second one, but it's another one that he got on. It was amazing, and then boom, cut. Oh, Prodigal Son. That's it. Prodigal Son on Fox.
Don't know that one.
Jesus from The Walking Dead. That's why they wrote him off the show.
Oh.
He plays the son of a serial killer called the Surgeon, who over the course of like 30 years killed like 20, 30 people. He was like this meticulously great surgeon. And every kill was like fucking methodical and like almost perfect. But like, and his son is the same like analytical brain like him. So he's kept in like a Hannibal Lecter type cell, the dad, and the son used to work for the FBI, and a guy died. Either he killed the guy or the guy died, and he quit. Well, the new NYPD started tapping him to like help solve murders. So he would help solve them, then also go to his dad sometimes for things.
What show is this?
Prodigal Son. It was on Fox
Never
for 2
heard of it.
seasons. Fucking
Oh.
again, cliffhanger, ended on a cliffhanger, and a month later, Fox is like, "Yeah, we're canceling Prodigal Son."
Man, that's a blink if you miss it. Fucking
It is. It's fast.
holy cow! That's cool.
The same thing with the chick from what's the Seth MacFarlane show? Fuck, the Orville. The chick who was the security officer, the little skinny white chick.
Oh yeah.
She plays the sister on Prodigal Son. She left the Orville to do that show, and they just fucking dropped it. Really, really good show. Very smart, very fun show to watch. And then, every night he has so these bad terrors, he has to fucking strap himself to his bed. He doesn't get up and like hurt himself or hurt somebody else. Pretty good show.
So what other shows do you is there any others, personal opinion, of course, of shows that were ended way too soon that anyone can think of?
Roseanne.
I know there's some shows that should have ended that were allowed much more seasons than they should have had.
Supernatural.
Yeah, I think that one went too long.
Honestly, I kind of wish Nip Tuck was longer. I was addicted to that silly show.
I can never get into it.
This show was good.
So yeah, with Supernatural, I remember watching a Comic-Con and Lecky and Ackles were on stage, and someone asked, "How much long?" You know, they do the questions and stuff. They went like the big stage, and I think it was Hall C, Hall H, or whatever. And they were like, how long is this show going to go on for? And one of them looked over to the side, and it was the CW president was off stage. And he said, "Well, how long is the show going to go on for?" And they gave him a mic, and he goes, "Till you two want to stop making it."
Yeah,
and I was around season 10, I think it was, or 11.
All right, I have a good one.
It's like, I'll just let you keep doing it, and then they did it for 4 more seasons.
One that ended way too soon, and maybe you'll all agree, is Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah,
I never could get into it.
That was a great show. Yeah,
it had all the actors that we used to love before they became insufferable cunts.
Yep.
Undeclared's like a sequel to Freaks and Geeks, and that was another one, had one season and Fox canceled it.
Yep.
That was a good one.
You know what?
That was Charlie
Mad
Hunnam's
Men.
first American work.
What about Mad Men?
Mad Men should have kept going, in my opinion, because they could have
Never
brought it
watched
into the 80s. Mad Men is fantastic. It was really, really good show. Because like
I think it ended okay. Because I think they really did explore Draper, because in the end, the show was about Draper. And so him
by a lot of women.
Well, I know, but don't you think it could have continued into the 80s? Because there were so many ads in the 80s. Like I thought that Don Draper could have made up, like the Apple ad, things
Where's
like
the
that. Like like things that he would have done in the 70s and 80s that would have been interesting. Like maybe his daughter kind of got into the field of it before. Obviously, the ads went away. Like the ad men went away. I thought it could have done like maybe a little further into like the late 80s, maybe.
Yeah, and then they could have tied in with it and having Draper be the one to suggest a Dylan Mulvaney ad.
No.
You know what would happen.
Oh yeah.
Possibly. Don Draper was one of the greatest TV characters.
Okay, so going back to a show that we mentioned earlier, Community, and the fact that the girl that plays Annie was actually one of the wives on Mad Men. So you had Abed trying to do other characters to get a girl, and he goes and uses Don Draper.
Mm-hmm.
Now I gotta watch that.
With the actress that was on Mad Men and acted against the Don Draper character.
It's so weird because she's so much older in Mad Men. She's like an adult in Mad Men, and she's like 19 in Community.
Glow on Netflix. That one was ended too soon.
Yeah, Glow.
Really it was like
I loved Glow. Glow was good.
It was their top-rated show, and they have to code. They're like, "We're not bringing it back. We're done."
They never,
dude, you had one more season. Yeah. Like each season was because the Glow was only around for 4 years. The actual wrestling federation, and they were gonna do one season for each year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Season
All
4
they
was supposed
needed
to
is
be
one
it.
more. Yeah.
And they're not gonna do it. They're not doing it ever.
Terrible.
So lame.
Okay, I
Now-
have a good one.
Mhm.
Of,
Okay.
of a good one that to show that you guys probably never heard of. It lasted one season, and I had to relook it up. I forgot the name of it. I've been thinking this whole time about the name of it. So it is it was a Matthew Perry show, right? And in 2012 to 2013. So this show got one season. It was critically acclaimed and people loved it. But it got canceled after one season. And the show's called Go On.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
after
yeah.
it's the one where his wife dies, right? Or
Yes.
something?
Okay. So
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
do know it. So he.
I
he's
I want to
like-
watch
he's like-
that.
He's that radio. He's like a He's like a radio guy, and he's like like a sports radio guy, and he's like really great. But then his wife dies, and he can't handle it, so he goes to like counseling or whatever, and then he makes friends with all these fucking wacky people in the counseling, and they sort of have all the hijinks together, and everyone absolutely loved it because they followed a very, very similar formula to Community.
It was another NBC show, wasn't it? Then NBC gave it to him.
Yeah.
And then they despite everyone genuinely loving the show, the actors, it had a good vibe, everyone loved it. They canceled it because it was too much like Community, and they don't need a second Community because Community was fine. And unbeknownst to them, Community would go down the fucking toilet, and the show just sort of had one season, and yeah, it was kind of tragic. It was really, really good. I really, really loved it.
Mhm.
Yeah, Community did have a tragic end with the fact that its life ended on Yahoo TV.
Yeah, I said Amazon. I mean Yahoo. Like, okay, so I'm one of the few who doesn't hate season 4, the Gas Leak season. I know Dan Harmon wasn't there, but it still felt a little bit like Dan Harmon type humor, and I had the same exact sense of humor as Dan Harmon, like exact. And I liked it. I liked all the stupidity except for that Yahoo season. That was just fucking dog shit.
Yeah, that one. They
It
had
felt
too
like
much
he-
time.
he
They
was-
had too much time. Where with a standard TV, you have about 22 minutes per episode, but when it went to essentially a very first streaming service in the sense of Yahoo TV, it was unrestricted and could be longer episodes, and they meandered. They were too long. It wasn't tight in the storytelling, and it just really wasn't that great of a season.
And
But-
I felt Paget Brewster didn't match well at all with the cast.
No, she
At
didn't.
all.
Okay, now here's kind of a TV show that personally I think went a little off the rails in its final season, but also I don't think was given enough time. It's a show from 2000, Dark Angel.
Can never get into that.
You couldn't?
I had no
Was that
cable at
with
the time, so I never watched it.
That Dark Angel. That's what's her tits. I forget her name.
Jessica
Jessica
Alba.
Alba.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
It was an interesting.
Black
It was
Mirror
an
before
interesting
Black Mirror
premise
was a
of a
thing?
show.
She's never been a good actress, though.
Yeah,
Look, come on.
but
The only
I
reason
like the premise. I like the premise of it. I like what they were going with, what they were trying to do with it, and I think they could have been a little bit better executed. So it was a good premise for a show that could have.
Mhm.
I gotta pop this up.
I was sexually harassed by Richard Simmons.
Okay, but
Oh.
remember, Mikey's is a Hollywood insider and knows these people. So that's probably literally a true story when he says it.
Yeah, nice.
Somehow, I believe
Richard Simmons grabbed my ass and winked at me.
Richard Simmons did?
Did you sweat to the oldies?
He wanted me to sweat about it, and I wasn't sweating that day.
He was erect to the oldies.
But
He was in an elevator.
you could definitely
was
see.
in
And you want to know
security.
what the thing is the creator of Dark Angel had a good pedigree of sci-fi movies prior up.
James
going
Cameron?
up. Yeah, it was Cameron.
Yeah.
So I mean he at least had some knowledge of it. And like I said, the show could have been a lot better, but I think because of the execution of the show, but I think the entire thing was a really good premise that could have been a really good show, which is what's leading us into this topic. What show do you think was a bad show, but had a good premise had it been executed a little bit better?
Game of Thrones.
No, House of the Dragon.
I never saw that.
No,
no. So
That was a good show.
The Wheel of Time on Amazon.
Okay. Yep.
Fantastic book series. They completely they shit the bed, ate the shit, shitted back up in the bed, ate it again, puked the shit up, and then made it into a stew. And then here's Wheel of Time.
Disgustingly descriptive.
He kind of went Jay going on the internet on that one.
So the guy who runs that show has literally said, if people keep complaining it's not like the books, I'll change more just to piss them off.
Seriously. Yeah, I feel the same way about The Witcher. Netflix made season 1 of The Witcher, and it was really promising. They got a lot of things right, and Henry Cavill was very into the source material. So I was on board. I was excited. And then the first episode of season 2 was so good. And then after that, it really took a turn. And they really fumbled the bag on that one. That's that will go down in history as one of my biggest disappointments. Is the way they handle The Witcher. Oh God, that was
100%.
Tough. That was tough.
See, I've never heard of Lock and Key.
It's on Netflix. It was a comic that was turned into a 4-season show on Netflix. It was really good. I haven't even finished that last season. I can't finish it. It's his dad. I think he lives in Seattle. Dad dies. Dad gets killed, and the mom and the kids move to the East Coast where like the dad's from, and they have a mansion's willed to them, and there's like 100 keys in the house that can like. One you can like you put into the back of someone's head, you go into their mind. One you put into a door, you go through it, your body falls, your soul takes off. You can fly around and shit. There's all kinds of cool shit. And then the last season was just like more rehashing tired tropes, and I'm done. I can't watch this anymore.
Yeah, you know what really bummed me out was She-Hulk, because it's like
they
took a cool character, right? And then they wrote her as like an obnoxious, pithy, sarcastic, emotionally immature girl boss, which you got to understand, for the women writing that show, that's like their fantasy character. That's the Superman version of themselves. And it's like, oh, you have no idea how much people dislike you. You have no idea how unpleasant you are to be around. You have no self-awareness. The whole world hates you, and you don't know. Oh my God, life is so hard for people like that, you know? And it just bums me out to think about, man. And they ruined a good. Look what they did to my boy. You know, they ruined Marvel and Star Wars and
poor Daredevil was forced to copulate with that.
Oh, terrible!
And they had him do the walk of shame.
Yeah,
I think the actress is pretty cute.
What? No.
Yeah. Well. Here's the thing. I also don't blame the actress for how the show turned out.
Maslany, I think she's cute.
She's insufferable too. She loved that shit. You don't think
she is? That doesn't mean she's not cute.
You don't think she was a moist when she was like berating the audience?
They make ball gags for a reason.
No, yeah. Well, that's the thing. I don't know. I look. I'm a firm believer that reading things other people wrote is not a talent. So I don't know if I don't know how much credit I give her. The main writer got the job.
She wrote the Pickle Rick episode.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, that's tough.
I was going to say Rangs of Power.
No. That's unwatchable.
Well, that wasn't a good idea to begin with.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
You could make a tiny little thing. You're maybe not going to make fucking multiple seasons, but you can make a short little thing.
Yeah. You know, I would like to see them take another run at making adapting The Hobbit and then adapting the trilogy. I would like to see them take another run at that, but I would like them to do it as an HBO show. And so you get like 10 1-hour episodes to tell the story of the first book. And because they left out so much, like the best parts of Return of the King, especially the best parts of that book are not in the film. And I love the films for what they are, but I would love to see an adaptation that that reflected, the hobbits coming home to the Shire and all the events that transpire there. So, and they left that out.
Agreed with you. Rings of Power, I absolutely agree with you. This show killed my entire love of the Tolkien mythos.
Don't let it do that.
Now,
have you seen it?
No, I don't want to see it. What I'm saying is, don't let it ruin Tolkien for you.
I can't control it. I can't control it.
So there's a TV show that was done on a completely wrong network. It was completely destroying, didn't even pay attention to the source material. And that is called, the TV show was called Legend of the Seeker.
I was about to say that one too.
Legend of the Seeker is the worst book. It's not, I mean, it didn't even, it's like, oh, we have this character, and these kind of little plot points, and we're just going to put and spit out a TV show. On top of it was done by ABC. The book that properly do the books, that TV series, it would have to be a Showtime or HBO show because of the gore, violence, and everything.
A big part of the book is the misogyny towards women, and it's painted in an evil light, which what's happening to women should be painted that way. But yeah, you need that level of shit. This could happen to someone to make this show good.
Right. The Mord Sith are completely defanged.
Even though the chick who plays Kara is so insanely hot, that was one of the few things I liked about the show. They defanged the shit out of the Mord Sith.
Yeah.
Remember the first book or the second when what's her face? Is it Jenna gets her hands on Richard? Like Jesus Christ.
It was first book. It was when she
does to him.
Yeah, that was right in the beginning. I mean, the Mord Sith come in right in the first book.
Yeah. And then making the Dark and Raw his fucking brother.
Yeah, when it's supposed to be his father.
Dad. Yeah.
And on top of that, the boxes of Orden. Now, actually, they say that in the TV show, it's just you got to put them together and you get the power. No, there's a huge ceremony and ritual around opening
6 hours to
opening
open the fucking box.
Yeah.
Like 12 hours to open the box. Yeah,
so we've had a kind of, so we had a request from the chat. Did you see that, Sean?
I did. Okay, so all right. So on our last pop culture beatdown on Monday, basically we were discussing about how Amazon is bought James Bond, right? And like how are they gonna do that, right? Maybe Amazon will just make a Bond movie. Maybe it's gonna be a show. Apparently Bond was always meant for the big silver screen and never for your TV screen because TV is for peasants. Anyways, I had this idea. Okay, it was gonna be James Bond, right? But James Bond, we always meet James Bond when he's a dapper fucking spy, and he can go like this, Jitto Chop, and he's got the Aston Martin or he's got the fancy BMW, and we don't know his how he got there. So, anyways, we start with James Bond, and he's doing something, and he's saving the day or whatever. But then all of a sudden, the show flashes back to him when he was much younger and he's on an island learning that skill for the very first time. And then we figure that out, and then it flashes back to his present day, and then he's doing other things. And then it flashes back to where he's on the island again, learning his spy stuff. Only to it's basically Green Arrow, but James Bond.
That'd be cool. Provided they don't keep breaking him down every season.
Yeah, I didn't like that's a good premise. And in the case of, because Arrow keeps coming back at the busting down, I do agree the constantly bring him down, build up, and then bring him back down. Now, I mean, I do get what they were doing in the sense because he started off as the Hood, then the Arrow, and then the Green Arrow. The progression of the character, but they didn't need to keep bringing him down to get to that point.
Just keep raising him.
Yeah. Each new level, he becomes a different part of it. Even the
Yes.
whole point, the hood had to go away because he was wanted by the police and stuff. So it's new identities, increasing his abilities and everything else going forward. So, and I don't like that they made. I don't like that they made Thea Speedy. Made her Speedy.
She was an annoying character.
Yeah,
she was annoying.
Because that's supposed to. Ray Harper was always supposed to be Speedy.
Yeah.
That is who Speedy is. It's Ray Harper,
who is not related to what's his name?
Oliver Queen.
No, the actors, the actors. They're the same last name, and they're not related.
Oh,
what's his name? The main Oliver Queen, the actor.
Shit.
I don't know. Otherwise, I would be able to help.
Yeah, I would have stated it.
I'm drawing a blank. But the guy who plays Ray, same last name, but they look alike too, but not the same. They're not related.
Or that's what they just tell everyone.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. I will give that actor that played Arrow some credit that he at least got in shape for the role.
Stephen Amell.
Yeah. Okay.
And Ray is Robbie Amell. Different last name, same last name, different families.
Oh, I thought they were brothers.
No, they're not related at all. At all. Like,
really?
In my community, it's a small community, but I have people with the same last name. We have no relation. None.
I can believe it.
Now, if it was a small community and there were walls locking you in, then it'd be a different story.
Yeah. And then there's some people, it's a different last name who you have interactions with, and you find out later, oh shit, we're second cousins.
Yeah, that
and
happens.
And then you end up on Jerry Springer or find out we had a result of the paternity test. You are the father.
Doesn't have
and
to
the brother.
Be like
what?
I mean, second cousins is fine, I'm sure.
Well, it's only like
we learned from an episode of
chance of the child being disfigured if it's a familial like first connection. It's very minor.
We learned from an episode of Community of some laws in the country that do allow relatives to marry.
Yeah.
That was a weird episode. I love how they did. I'm the writer of this episode. I was asked to do this. Essentially to take the blame of the episode off of the writers to put it on this one guy, just because of the topic that was being discussed.
I love it.
Mikey says, why does it always come back to an episode of Murray with you, Darnell and Sean? Well, because
we're related. We are related. We have to be related. We're like,
see what happened
at birth
is somebody made love to their cousin, obviously, and then separated us at birth.
We have Louisiana, and then we have Canada.
That's
the only difference between the two of them. Otherwise,
my ancestors came through Nova Scotia, so it's possible.
That's how that happened. There was some weird Nova Scotia loving that it gets cold there.
At least it wasn't Newfoundland.
Yeah, somebody was like, "Hey, sister aunt, come here and keep me warm."
Sister aunt, sister mom aunt, come here. Gonna go one step grosser with it.
Yeah, that's that.
Well, now is the time of the show where we allow for a bit of a free for all, where it's just any kind of topics kind of within the guardrails of the topic. If anyone wants to bring something up, whether it be a TV show, something that you've seen recently that actually was good, or a classic that you think everyone should be kind of maybe go back and reinvestigate as a good TV show. And I will open it up.
What about favorites as a child?
Oh,
do you guys ever watch Elf?
Oh,
I loved Elf growing up. I loved that little alien that ate cats.
It gave me PTSD as a child the way it ended.
I think the message though is a little on the nose a little bit for heterosexuality. Alien that's always trying to eat pussy.
Very true.
Okay, he's my spirit animal. What about it?
No. Danger Mike
The
in the
movie
chat
was
has the correct answer. Invincible. That show is fucking great.
I'm not liking it as much as other people because I read the comics, and it makes me not like it. And I'm starting to notice Seth Rogen's leftist liberal shit being inserted into the show. I'm noticing the differences.
Wait, Seth Rogen is involved in it?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's one of and The Boys.
Yeah.
He's a showrunner.
I've stopped watching The Boys because that started to get shit. And because like there's Homelander is Donald Trump. Like, I mean, fuck off. Like, okay, fuck off. And
overall, Invincible's good. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, and Omni-Man was right.
Bothering me. No.
Yeah, he was. Omni-Man was right. Yeah, he was.
No.
Yeah, he was. I think the Viltrumites would be better stewards of Earth than humans are. And I don't know.
Look,
I think that.
I understand not showing things that are very sensitive. I'm not talking like snowflake shit. I mean like really bad shit. But they removed the scene from the comics in the last season of Invincible, and when they removed it, I got not angry, but I was like, okay, really? With the shit you've shown, you're gonna remove this one scene because it's hard to watch?
Yeah.
I'm referring to the Viltrumite that came to Earth to mate with Mark.
Yeah.
In the comics, she forcibly mates with Mark. And they removed it from the show because it was too sensitive of a topic.
Sure. Yeah. Well, so the first episode of Invincible is one of my favorite pieces of television that I've ever seen. And I'm not going to ruin it. But so the first, I would say 99% of that show, it looks like, okay, this is a boring superhero cartoon. And, it's like, what if Superman had a kid? Okay. And it's Superman's teenage son growing up and he's getting his powers. Okay, cool. I think Disney Channel did a version of this. And then that's what you think the show is. And then it's not that at all. It has one of the coolest sequences of combat I've ever seen in an animated show. And it's got stakes and emotional gravitas and
potatoes and glasses of wine.
Also it's really good power scaling too. Because that's the thing. You're dropped into a new superhero universe, and a lot of these people are like copies of DC heroes or Marvel heroes to you. It's like, okay, I know what that is, but you don't really understand the power scaling of the universe because you're new to it. By the end of the first episode, you have a really good idea of the power scaling
and how graphic it's going to be.
Yeah, it really sets expectations well. It's one of my favorite pieces of television that I've ever seen. Sometimes I'll just like watch that episode just because it's so freaking good.
And what I find made the show good was, again, it stayed like same thing with Walking Dead. It's when it stayed true to the comics. Robert Kirkman, the guy who created Walking Dead and Invincible, the guy he's one of us. He's a fat nerd who got lucky. Who got lucky with getting a comic off the ground, which is Walking Dead, and now he's one of the fucking tops at Image. He runs Image Comics. Or Skybound now. He took over Image and he moved over to Skybound. Excuse me. And like it was a great show. And then I just, like I said, the more they changed from the comics, it was like, okay, like hey, you're pulling a Disney. You have the lore. You have the shit. Just grab it from the paper, put it on the screen.
Well, I think that's what actually hurt Game of Thrones was the fact that the books no longer they ran out of the books and had to kind of make it up. That's I think what hurt Game of Thrones the most. Here's a TV show. Granted, it is an Abrams work. I like it personally. I think the last season does get a little strange but Fringe.
Nah,
I never saw that one either.
No, it's really good.
At the time, I had no cable, and it shows if I didn't have cable, it was hard to get into.
Unfortunately, one of the writers and producers of that TV show recently passed, Robert Orsi.
Oh, was an Abrams collaborator.
Can I just jump in here for a minute, and then you can get back to Friends? I just want to point out that Mom's Mysteries and Mayhem has gifted one subscription to, and Jay got it. So if you're Emerald, if you're unfamiliar, what basically what that means is that's basically a five. It's like a $5 donation to your channel on the Rumble side.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
And Jay gets a membership, so he's like a special dude for the next month. That's one thing that Rumble does is allow people to gift stuff to other people, and so it's $5, which is brilliant.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, that's
I'm learning more and more of the Rumble side of things, because I'm definitely seeing, while YouTube does get a little bit more views, you want to know what? You guys over in Rumble tonight have been killing it, and I really appreciate it. And definitely Rumble is becoming a little bit more of my favorite of the streaming sides. I
love it. I have never in the almost 3 years, I have never really seen my subscriber count go down. It's always sort of kind of gone up, but in the last, I don't know, 6 months or whatever, I've basically almost like abandoned YouTube, because Rumble is just so awesome. And only now are people beginning to be like, is this guy ever going to post a video again? And I mean, I did. It's about women fucking dogs. So, I mean, check that out if you want. But also, don't, if you're a woman, don't fuck a dog.
No.
But anyways, so it's just like Rumble is just like, that's the thing.
Unless that dog is named Arrow.
Well, I mean, I guess, I don't know, but yeah, it's just
I'm not opposed to collars and whips and clamps.
Rumble seems to be the place to go, and it's such a good community, and so I mean, I'm glad I can bring my Rumble people to you, and so it can show you that it's a platform worth investing in.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Let's see. Other sleeper shows that think of that.
Psych. I'm gonna say Psych.
It's all of the USA TV shows. A lot of the USA TV shows that seem to be more that not a lot of people either really knew about or are only catching now in repeat. Suits being one of them has been a really big one. Psych, Burn Notice, specifically Burn Notice. That one.
What I like about Psych is if you watch Supernatural and watch Psych, they were both filmed in Vancouver. So you see a lot of the same side actors from one and the other.
You want to know what also has a lot of same side actors that were both in Supernatural and Psych?
Was that?
Battlestar Galactica, also shot in Vancouver.
Yes, that is true. But like, I'll be watching it with my wife and be like, oh, he was in Psych. Oh, she was in Psych. And I'm kind of like, oh, I remember this. I remember that this scene in Psych was filmed where they're doing this Supernatural episode. And you start seeing background shit.
Oh, even Smallville was shot actually in Vancouver.
Yeah. All I remember about that show is Chloe, though. I mean,
is that a show that also went off the rails? Smallville.
It never got on the rails for me.
I think the premise of the show was good in the sense of him growing up, but once he got out of high school and then got more into the adult, okay, you could do maybe 1 or 2 seasons out of high school, but to go for an additional 6 seasons out of high school, it just went.
They could have gone longer after 1 or 2 seasons if they made him Superman and changed the show to follow that.
Right, instead of him just being the streak, instead of the red blue streak, or
and then end of the final shot. No.
Yeah.
Same thing with Gotham. I think Gotham was good till they got to the point where, oh, he wasn't the Joker, he's the Joker, the twin is, and then Bruce is like 15, going into clubs, getting drunk on TV. Like, what? Huh?
Yeah.
No.
No, yeah. A lot of the shows, when they specifically, if they're starting off in a certain way, then they need to have a major evolve,
Yeah.
or it just needs to end. And I would agree with the Smallville. He needs to just become Superman. Maybe a year after high school, give him that little bit of time period of change, and then become it. Not wait 6 seasons and then be the final episode of him up on top of the
planet.
Yeah, the Daily Planet, ripping off and showing the Superman S.
Same with Gotham. There's a badly CGI'd face of the kid on a man's body. Like, no. You got a time jump to get a better reaction.
Badly. I stopped watching that. Like,
Gotham ended
3 seasons
horrible,
in.
Man. So it was good at first, right?
I enjoyed it, and then I don't know.
Then
what
you
happened.
started seeing Jim Gordon is the epitome of a good cop. He never chooses the wrong choice or the evil bad choice, whatever. And him constantly compromising his beliefs and making bad choices, making the evil choice. Like, no.
Oh dear.
And then the final shot was the camera panned up, and it's like a man in a really bad Batman suit with the kid's face CGI'd onto the man, and it's clearly like horrible. And that's how the show ends.
Yeah. Shorty, thank you for joining. And have a good evening. I think that's directed towards Sean.
Probably. Or maybe you guys, because you guys are a fucking blast.
Nah. We're just dudes and a chick.
So Selena, what TV show do you think could have been a lot better and really went off the rails?
I think she says she'll be right back, and she hasn't come back.
Very interesting. Uh-huh. Yeah, I see what you mean. So,
what about Dexter? What about that one?
Oh,
yes.
I never watched it.
Yes, I got a reaction, a good reaction. Now, tell us about it.
I never watched it.
Didn't it end? He was like rowing his boat into the fucking ocean, and then we just assumed that he died, and then all of a sudden, like, hey, we have a great idea. Let's bring back Dexter. And we're like, oh, you didn't die when you rowed your boat to death.
Well, it's another bad ending that actually is occurring with HBO shows, because HBO in general, I think, with their TV shows, has a really bad habit of ending their shows shitty. Game of Thrones. Oh yeah, that Dexter was Showtime, wasn't
it? Still, paid TV shows.
At any rate,
paid TV shows.
Yeah. So Dexter ended like shit. Game of Thrones ended like shit. A lot of people hated the ending to The Sopranos.
I just can't get the crime shows. It's hard for me to get into them. It's really hard for me to get into them.
Into crime shows? Is that because of your law enforcement background?
Probably. Like The Sopranos came out before I was a cop. I could never get into it. Sons of Anarchy. Never really interested me. Orange is the New Black doesn't interest me. Now, The Shield, that was fucking awesome.
Were you a big fan of the Commish? So you prefer that actor playing a more hard-nosed cop instead of
I liked seeing that line that gets crossed when it has to be, and the line gets crossed when the person's just a piece of shit. I was rooting against Michael Chiklis the entire fucking show. I want his ass taken down the entire time. I just crime shows is hard for me to get into. Like, because I find they glorify crime, and people are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. And not like Breaking Bad. People are like, oh yeah, meth is cool. Like, no, meth isn't cool. I'll show you body cam that's from my time that shows you how uncool meth is.
Yeah, dude. Meth is really bad for you.
It's fucking horrible.
Except if it's ADHD medication, then it's life-saving, which is weird.
Right.
Only when it's snorted. So yeah. Full Metal Nate pointing out, he's like, I came back to hear HBO. Don't even get me started on WB and Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, come on, race swap characters. We need that. We need to make this very inclusive. Of course.
You know what I thought about? Okay, so hear me out. So we're gonna have a black Snape, right? So we're gonna have a bunch of white British boys bullying the one black kid in school. Yep. That just changes the context completely. And then, it makes it so much worse. Like if they're just bullying a nerd, you know, that's life. But now they're gonna be racist.
And then a black adult beating on a kid and treating a kid like shit. A little white kid like shit.
So that's fact,
dude.
though.
Yeah, dude.
Because he couldn't bang his mom.
Yeah, which is
it opens the door to so much stuff that you don't want to open.
Up. It's so fucked up. The more you think about it, the more like fucked up it is. And here's the thing: I saw a lot of people saying that Adam Driver should have been Snape, and I'm glad that didn't happen because the fan fictions would have been disgusting. I'm just glad that the internet. They'll probably still writing them. It doesn't matter, but like. I'm just glad the internet didn't have that.
Wouldn't have been a bad pick, though.
No, he would have done a great job. He would have done a great job. It's just you got to understand the Harry Potter fan base is filthy and horny. Oh, yeah. It's just nonstop and it's gross and it's all the time. It's perverted. It's a disgusting, filthy habit, Harry Potter. And the people who like it, they're all over Wattpad being gross.
But is do you think Harry Potter is sort of dead in the water? Because I mean, a lot of people won't watch it because it's going to be shit. But then the people who love Harry Potter have decided to hate Harry Potter for turf issues.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, Harry Potter is going through the same issues that I think every other IP is going through right now, which is the people who are adapting it. It's in the hands of people who aren't taking good care of the property. You know, I think everybody who's a fan of anything is kind of dealing with that right now, unfortunately.
That's why I'm so opposed to anything. That's why I'm not even bringing this up as a topic of, hey, what would you like to see either be redone or a book that you would like to see created into a TV show? We're not even going to go there because the whole point, unless it's being done by an independent organization that's outside of mainstream Hollywood that's going to do it, there's no point, because as much as they want to get away from it, in the end, it's still just going to they're still too hard on for DEI.
Yeah,
I want to see RoboCop
messaging.
They did what was the last RoboCop remake? Because they did remake it. When was that? That was a few years ago.
It was 2014.
Yeah, I want a series though. I want a gritty.
It wasn't bad.
RoboCop series.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Where we don't need.
I think we're not doing enough. Go ahead.
We don't need like a full ton of, like, we all know how RoboCop becomes RoboCop, right? We don't need a whole thing of that. Maybe just like, like a quick 5 seconds. And this is when shit happened. Now we have RoboCop. We fast forward that. Now we're gonna shoot people in the dicks and stop crime. Like, get to it and make it gritty.
Yeah. We don't do enough animated stuff either. I think we're way, way, way too hung up on the live action and the CGI and all that bullshit. I think now is the time where you can make animation for grown-ups that's actually pretty cool, and people should be doing the shit out of that. People should be doing that. And so I am so bummed out. Netflix tried to they made 2 Witcher animated things. Both of them were very disappointing.
This is only $8 on PlayStation Network right now.
Ooh.
This game. And they're supposed to be making another one. I bought it the other night, and it's really good. I played the first hour of the game. It's really good. Really good.
Don't they make you pick pronouns?
The only thing good
no.
The only thing good
it's a joke
on Netflix regarding The Witcher is the Christmas fireplace.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that most recent
thing and the fire goes.
That's sick.
That's it. If it's Witcher and Netflix together, it's shit. Because what was the other? It was like the prequel, and it was the most DEI based fucking shit ever.
Yeah, Nightmare of the Wolf was bad. And the other one they adapted one of my favorite short stories from the books. They adapted into an animated film, and they got the guy who voiced Witcher and Geralt in the games to do it for the cartoon.
Yeah.
And then they just took it and they just added a bunch of stuff that didn't need to be there, and they made it suck. They just ruined it.
Blood Origins or something
Yeah,
like
Blood
that.
Origins.
Yeah, they did a
Live action.
prequel series that
It's like the worst thing ever.
just truly an
It's horrible.
abomination. Just completely ruins the continuity. It's not consistent with the source material in any meaningful way. It was basically somebody has their D&D character that they made so that they could trauma dump on their friends, right?
Yes.
And they wanted to make their special D&D character into a TV show. And because they don't possess the capacity for empathy, they don't understand that they're not as interesting to other people as they are to themselves. But they're so obsessed with themselves that they can't imagine anyone else not being interested. So they wrote a story with a self-insert of their very special D&D character. And then when people didn't like it, they said that the fans were racist.
Yeah. Nate says that he started playing the Witcher 3 the other day, and it's so damn good. That's my
couldn't
favorite
get into
game. It's my favorite game. It's my favorite, like, I don't know, like, of all the things that have, like, lore and shit like that, that's my favorite, like, the Witcher universe.
It's
So-
incredible.
Another TV show that I don't think got a fair shake and was a sleeper hit that I think people just didn't understand was the Canadian show Robin Hood.
Oh my! No, fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck you! That was worse than Rings of Power.
Was it, though?
I watch it through. I watch it. When Disparu watches a shitty show.
Oh,
that's how I watch it. I watch it through his reviews.
That Robin Hood
We
adaptation.
be Robin,
Yes.
Robin.
ROBYN.
Oh Lord. Oh
Yeah.
Lord.
Robin in the Hood. Yeah, I
Lord.
watched that
Here's the
show
kind
through
of
Az.
jar. Do you need to fill up?
Yeah, I watched that show through Az, and I was like, I am so sorry Canada has unleashed this upon you. With who was the director of that again?
I
That
can't remember.
rapper
Some
or
dude.
whatever.
Yeah, some rapper who made
Someone
like
that definitely has bipolar disorder.
narcissistic. He's definitely narcissistic.
Yeah. I'm blanking on his name.
Oh yeah, I forget. He's a
Like
fucking
X,
retard.
director X, director
Director
X.
Director X. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. It was awful. It was so bad. It was. Yeah.
So, yeah, it was horrible. So I do this. I don't know if anyone else does this, but I like to connect shows. Like, okay,
Like
so
introduce them to each other, hook them up, and
No.
maybe see if they're a good match for marriage.
No, you
or-
have like, okay, so Breaking Bad, they had blue meth, right?
Yeah.
In The Walking
Okay.
Dead, Merle and Daryl have a bag of blue meth. And I want to say Robert Kirkman confirmed it's meth from Breaking Bad. So like he hints at like, oh, it's the zombieism was brought forth by the blue meth from Breaking Bad. Or you'll see actors in different
So
shows.
what you're saying that we have to blame Walter White for the apocalypse?
Yes. Yes, I like when shows will like nod to other shows and like, yeah, hey, so maybe we're a
Kind of
timeline
like-
of that show.
Kind
The
of
future
like,
that show.
and it's not a show, it's a movie, so I'm sort of outside of the brief. But how Snowpiercer is a continuation of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes, like that, yeah. Or like you have an actor who plays in this show, and then there are a movie, then they're in this show or movie, and it's like, oh, so wait, he's kind of playing the same character, but like a younger one or an older one, you know, like Joel McHale in Community. He was, a disgraced lawyer. Well, on Animal Control, which is a show currently airing on Fox, which I really dig, by the way, he plays an animal control guy. I'm like, oh, so this is definitely the same character. Just, he moved on from Greendale, moved to Washington, moved to Seattle, and is now working for Animal Control. I love doing that with like characters and stuff like that, and actors. That's like a passion of mine. With like 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Nice. I do
Like, and I'm drawing a blank on the shows, but there's a ton of shows that I connect. Or like you see there's the actor in the first episode of Psych. He's the guy who Sean is sitting next to, and he sees the broken tail light. He's like, "Oh yeah, you might want to brush off in his boot." Well, in Supernatural, he plays. Fuck, I forgot what kind of monster he plays, or like bad guy he plays. Like, oh, so he was arrested, bounced around Santa Barbara for a little bit, then he moved off and he became like a monster, and now he's in like this was Supernatural, like the future of Psych, just kind of like that stuff, like just connect things like that.
I'm pretty sure this is how like pornographic fan fiction starts.
Probably.
Sam and Dean in the back of the Dodge. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It's one of my favorite episodes where they find the play.
Oh yeah,
all the fan fiction. Like what?
I do like I do out of the Supernatural. I do like the one when they go crashing through the window and end up in the real world.
Yeah,
in the real world.
And Misha Collins is killed, and Eric Kripke is killed, and
yeah.
That's
so it is that time of the night before we get into outros of our fabulous sponsor. Our fabulous sponsor tonight is junk mail. Junk mail that constantly arrives. It's the only thing that seems to be keeping the U.S. Postal Service in business. If it wasn't for the junk mail, at post office employees would not have anything to deliver and anything to do. This ad may or may not have been sponsored, most likely not been sponsored, but we can think it by USAID. So thank you to junk mail, keeping the postal workers in business.
Nice.
Excellent.
So with that said, we're going to go around the horn and tell everyone where you're going to be next and what you got coming up. And we will start with Selena doesn't look to be back. So we'll start with Theo. Theo, what do you got coming up?
I'm so glad you asked me that. I'm going to be hosting Touch Grass with Theo Snodgrass tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on my YouTube channel. Oh, guess what? Special guest third Railify. So if you enjoyed watching him on this show, you're definitely going to enjoy watching him on my show because it's the same thing, but it's in the morning. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to that. Also, subscribe to my Patreon. There's comedy there. Also, go buy stuff from my merch store. That's pretty cool too. I've got a lot of cool merch and I'm very proud of it. Let's see what else. If you want to see what kind of cool stuff I get up to, go ahead and follow me on X, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Instagram, whatever makes you happy, whatever makes your heart smile. Hold on. I'm going to post my link tree. Yeah, that's it. That's for me. Those are the things I like to do.
I just saw your message. You forgot my feet was in the basement.
Yeah, gross.
Darnell, what do you got coming up?
Tomorrow I will be on Touch Grass at 1 p.m. Central, 6 a.m. Pacific. No, 1 p.m. Central. And then I won't be anywhere till next Friday for Insert Title Here. And then, oh no, I may be on the first episode of the weekday Rogues Gallery, which is supposed to be Wednesday night. Yeah.
Are you not able to make? You're not able to make Tuesday's show?
Oh shit! I forgot. Probably yes. I may be late, but probably yes.
Okay.
I may not make Wednesday because I might be doing something with a movie set in New Orleans Wednesday night. I'm waiting on response for that. They reached out to me. I want to go early and film some scenes as a different role, and I'm waiting to get those T's crossed and I's dotted for that.
Are you a movie star now?
I will be in a few weeks.
I'm honored to know you.
I have some 2 nights of filming as a SWAT member in a movie.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, she's back.
Yes, now she can do her outro.
For outros.
Oh, you made some really good points on the last topic, just so you know.
Sorry. I didn't know the
fine. So what you got coming up?
Hold on 1 second.
Well, it's all romantic there. My goodness.
I know the clown is not freaking me out in any kind of way back there.
My my brother-in-law sent me this. It's from that movie. What's it called? The Monkey, and it's
Oh,
it's a popcorn bucket.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
But he
That's
knows I
one
like
word for
horror
it.
movies, so. But yeah, let's see. You can find me on the weekly Rogues Gallery at 5:30 p.m. PST. We just reached 500 subs, yay! And so happy about that. And then tomorrow morning you can find me on Theo's show, Touch Grass, with these two guys and that guy, and that guy is producer. You can find me there at 11 a.m. Tomorrow. So yeah. Thanks for having me on.
yeah, thank you. Sean, thank you for dropping by. And as a little bit of an announcement is that going forward, Sean will always have access to be a panelist on the show. So
And
when
you
he's
will
not got
live to
anything
regret
going
it.
on and wants to join in, he is more than welcome to.
You will live to regret it, I promise.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. So I am Sean of Third Railify. I can be found at Third Railify on YouTube, at Third Railify on Twitter, and at Third Railify on Rumble. Now on YouTube, that's I don't live stream on YouTube because if we're honest, they're cunts. But my standalone news videos it goes there. But on Rumble, that's where that's basically where all my live streams and my standalone videos are. So that's the best place to watch me. So tomorrow I will be with Theo, and basically, as Darnell was saying, you know how sometimes the one show kind of connects to another one. It's basically this show tomorrow
Hey,
at 2 p.m. Eastern, right? Because that's the math.
yeah,
That's
2 your
fucking
time. Yes.
math I have to do. You assholes being on the other side of the country.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it's 2. I think my wife will be around to help parent. So that'll be great. So that takes care of Saturday early afternoon, but then Saturday night Off the Rails is my show. It's going to be a real hilarious one. I may or may not end up with a Charlie Chaplin mustache by the end of it because
Nice.
well, let's be honest, I'm doing it for money, and my chat is fucking insane enough to pay me to do that.
Are you going to throw your heart out at the viewers?
That's one of the prerequisites I would need to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm entirely gonna ruin my entire career just for $500 American dollars, which is like 700 Canadian dollars. So I mean, if $20 is $20, I mean that's yeah. And so yeah, so that's tomorrow night, Saturday night Off the Rails. Then Monday night will be I guess another pop culture beatdown episode, and I don't know what I'm going to do on that. I mean, if you nerds want to come on, you can. And yeah, that's basically me. Do follow me, and we'll have a hoot.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. What do I got coming up? Let's see. I'm going to be heading over to Devil Made Me Do It's channel for their 12-hour stream and pop in for just a little bit of time there with The Devil Made Me Do It. Then let's see. Tomorrow morning, I will be at 8:30 PST, 11:30 EST over on Sammy Three Pete's channel doing Cavecast, in which we're going to be talking about the Bat Cave and Wayne Manor on that show. And then following that, we'll be over on Theo's channel for Touchgrass with Theo Snodgrass at 11 a.m. PST. Then I have a new show that started up Tuesday nights at 5:30 PST, 8:30 EST. I love all of this.
I should put this one up first.
Yeah.
And then this one. Sorry.
Excellent.
We have a new show on Tuesdays, which is called Nerds Covering the News, and where we're going to be going over news of the, not necessarily news of the day, but news of the week, looking at some of the clips of people that are making the news and reacting to and commenting on and crapping on it if it's bad takes or a crappy person. And so that's about it there. So, hey, if you like what you're...
Consider me for that one sometime.
Yes, definitely will.
News is kind of my thing.
So if you like what you've been seeing, thank you, everyone. Thank you to the chat for joining in and having very a great and lively conversation going on in both the Rumble chat and in the YouTube chat. Rumble, I'm loving you guys. You guys are great. And we definitely are going to be looking to do a lot more things Rumble-based going forward. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And everyone, you have a great weekend. See you in other shows coming up and have a great, relaxing weekend. Everyone, take it easy. We will see you guys later.